NTT Data Podcast.
Enterprise software has played an essential role in making businesses and industries more efficient and more competitive. Today, that role is expanding further into exciting new areas thanks to the cloud, artificial intelligence, and other disruptive technologies that empower businesses to achieve operational excellence, drive innovation, boost sustainability, and navigate the complexities of the modern business landscape. To help enterprises better understand these trends, NTT Data has developed a series of podcasts that explain how the new technology is transforming a wide range of businesses and industry sectors. And we discuss the specific implications for enterprises using SAP software. In this latest episode of our SAP Trends podcast, we will discuss the digital revolution that is happening down on the shop floor, helping make manufacturing more efficient, more flexible, and perhaps most importantly, more sustainable. We will also look at SAP's bold move into digital manufacturing and the added value that NTT Data brings to customers looking to seamlessly integrate the factory floor with the top floor. Here to discuss these and other topics are Ricardo Langa, NTT Data SAP Global Co-Lead for the LEAP program, and Javier Campins, SAP Evangelist at NTT Data. You're listening to the SAP Trends Podcast, a series by NTT Data dedicated to the latest trends in business technology and with a special focus on enterprises using SAP software.
Hello and welcome to the NTT Data SAP podcast. My name is Ricardo Langa. I've been on the SAP world in NTT Data for over 20 years. And in this show, I'm going to introduce you to some of our world technology and business leaders to review together a list of fascinating topics. Today, we will talk about digital shop floor solutions, lack of top floor to shop floor visibility, manual job allocations, lack of real-time data monitoring your shop floor, unplanned machine downtime, maintenance costs, lack of employee health safety measures. There are many reasons why using a digital shop floor solution is important for organizations worldwide. Transformation is constant, and business must adapt to these changes. What is the future of the shop floor arena? What does SAP technology bring to these new challenges? We will talk about this and much more with our expert Javier Campins, evangelist at our digital manufacturing practice. Welcome, Javi. It is a pleasure to be with you today.
Thank you, Ricardo.
So, Javi, tell us, what are the main key trends in the shop floor world today?
Well, the transformations in the shop floor, really they come from the Industry 4.0 concept that was devised more than 5 years ago, which is really a word or a concept that encompasses different or several digital technologies into the manufacturing processes. We can name Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, robotics, etc., etc. And why is that? Why do we want to be digital? Well, actually, the end objective, the aim is to create what we call smart factories and production systems. Smart production systems which are autonomous, self-autonomous, they are more intelligent, they are more efficient, and they are more agile. And being more efficient and more agile, they are more sustainable, which is, of course, very important. Now, what's behind the scenes here? What's the backbone of the Industry 4.0? Well, of course, it's IoT, the Internet of Things, or should we call it Industrial Internet of Things, because we are in the manufacturing world. So we can define this like an autonomous set of devices that are intelligent, have their own intelligence, they talk to each other, and by talking to each other and exchanging information, they also influence the behavior and the actions of each other. So we can name a few in the industrial world, like sensors that collect data in real time, that can help us monitor the equipment and can help executing and optimize the process in an automated way, manufacturing process. So that brings us to one of the important concepts these days, which is the shop floor automation. We can talk about physical automation with the use, for example, of autonomous guided vehicles for intralogistics in the factory. Of course, the use of the robots, which are with us since many years ago, but also more recently, developments such as the cobots or collaborative robots that help humans interact, should we say, intimately with the manufacturing robots. So that's in the physical world, but automation also comes to the process world. Okay, so this also has had an evolution from classical RPA automation to what we have these days, which are hyper automated systems that help us with the use of intelligent agents automate the end-to-end production and logistic processes. And that's about the actual world. But an important trend these days is also the virtual world. So factories are also going to virtualize their environments. All this started with the digital twins that were somewhat of a replica of machines, production lines, production processes, etc. That was useful or is useful for the purposes of testing, the analysis, or even setting up manufacturing execution systems. But that is going beyond that these days. So we can have, for example, we can use BIMs, building information models. And with that, we really virtualize not just the machinery or the production process, but the entire environment, the entire factory, or the entire place where the production takes place. So with this, what we really have is a virtual twin that can be used to simulate and project the entire process and the physical movements of the process. So, for example, to support the operational execution for the workers in simulated environments. And this comes together with AR and VR technologies, so virtual reality and augmented reality technologies. Those enrich the real world with digital information and are also used these days to help, for example, doing training for the workers, for the shop floor workers, or by doing troubleshooting or remote maintenance in dangerous environments where the workers cannot really enter. But by the use of autonomous devices and augmented reality, they can telework for to perform those operations, those maintenance activities. And really, behind the scenes, more and more, what is running are artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms and devices. So this is really the real revolution behind the scenes of the shop floor world these days. Now it's a very trendy concept because generative AI engines have come to the mainstream public, such as ChatGPT, for example, or DALL-E. But in the industry, artificial intelligence has been in use since quite some years ago with artificial vision, computer vision, but these days also with predictive maintenance or predictive quality to predict when will I have and where will I have a machine breakdown, for example, or to predict what will be the outcome of my product in terms of quality, depending on the setup of the machinery parameters or ambient parameters, etc. So maybe those are the most important trends in the manufacturing world. All comes from Industry 4.0, but it's really something that's being evolving every day.
But Xavi, you have talked to us about artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, which means putting sensors in the shop floor, making virtual reality. All this sounds to me like pretty expensive gadgets. Where does the efficiency to pay for all these come from?
Well, of course, the efficiency, it comes from several places. In the end, it's like enriching your process with gadgetry and intelligence in order to what? To make it more efficient. And when we say more efficient, we say less waste. So better use of the available resources and materials. We can also apply, for example, intelligence to optimize the short-term schedule of my production process. So to maximize the usage of machinery and labor and workers. So savings come also from this side. We can use artificial intelligence, for example, to devise what is the optimum time to run some production operations in order, for example, to save energy or to have less waste in terms of non-quality of my product, for example. So these are but a few of examples where we can have savings. Others are just the logistics on the factory, just not have to have loss, to lose time in moving materials here and there. And there are many, many, many examples where this really pays off.
So it's just the name of the game. It's not to use trendy technology. It's to save dollars for our customers. No, I think our customers would love to hear about that.
Well, it's always this, no? Um, in the end, we want to become more efficient because our competitors are becoming more efficient. So in order to survive, in order to compete, we have to. That's just a given, okay? But other than this, becoming more efficient is almost always the same as becoming more sustainable. And I think this is probably the most important thing here, what we're talking about. Yeah.
That's great. And then tell us, Xavi, how important is SAP technology for the future of digital shop floor, according to your opinion? What do you think?
Well, that's a nice question because we all know SAP for what it is. SAP has always been like the worldwide strongest player in the ERP arena since the last 40 years maybe. First with R2, then R3, then ECC, ERP. Now we have S4HANA. But that's just the ERP, the transactional processes we want, or the top floor processes.
System of record somehow.
Yeah, the transactional world, if you want. But now we go to the shop floor. This has traditionally been the stronghold of a completely different ecosystem of various dedicated software vendors, MES developers, and even hardware equipment, manufacturing equipment developers or producers that they bring their own software with the equipment, which more or less is able to interact with other pieces of software, but not in a very harmonized way. So that was the scenario some years ago. SAP tried to enter this arena, this playground with MII and ME with, I would say moderate success, but really everything has changed with the advent of SAP Digital Manufacturing. We call it DM or also DMC, Digital Manufacturing Cloud. It came out in 2018. That's the cloud-based software for digitalization of manufacturing processes. So it's covering the MES, MOM space for all industries, really. And with this, SAP has really become a key player in digital shop floors. I think there are two main reasons for this. The first one is, of course, that this has become an integral part of SAP development strategy to digitalize manufacturing operations. SAP is heavily investing on the solution, which is quickly evolving, and it's already being on part of leading market players, MES, MOM market players. And the other reason being, of course, the huge install base of SAP, ERP, and S4HANA customers. This plays in favor of a cloud solution, which is seamlessly integrated with the ERP, but not only the ERP, but other applications such as Ariba or IBP, and of course, any other application that can interact with SAP from other manufacturers.
But Xavi, is it you who thinks that, or is it the market who someone recognizes SAP, this change, this new position?
Well, it's slowly but steadily being recognized by the market already. So there are organizations such as IDC in its last MarketScape report on discrete MES. So it's from this year, 2023, that SAP DM, digital manufacturing, has been recognized as a leading MES solution alongside with Siemens and Dassault Systems' own solutions. So they are the only three solutions that are placed really well on the quadrant. And why is that really? Well, aside from the reasons I mentioned, SAP is bringing with digital manufacturing a cloud solution, which is also extensible because in the shop floor world, you can't do anything if you can't adapt to the environment. So you need an extensible solution, which sometimes it doesn't play well with cloud, but it's not the case here. And in the same time, you have an end-to-end integration from the very, very, very shop floor, so the very last device in the factory, up until the very, very top floor, your network of factories and your, let's say, your global supply chain analytics here. And last but not least, SAP is also bringing out of the box one of maybe the strongholds of SAP solutions in general, which is analytics and reporting. So you have an SAC-based manufacturing insights engine with the OE and other KPIs, but also real-time monitoring of your production line and production facilities.
So somehow our listeners are going to be excited to learn that SAP is kind of like the new kid on the block in the shop floor arena, right? Compared to giants in this area like Dassault or Siemens.
Yes, indeed. It's a new kid on the block. It's come with great strength and momentum, and it's here to stay, for sure.
Nice to know. And what about us, Xavi? What are NTT Data's key main accelerators that are helping to solve shop floor challenges to our customers? Do we have at NTT Data any asset that can help our customers in this area?
Oh, yes, indeed. We have a number of them. I will mention just half a dozen of them as examples of what we have and we can bring to our customers. First one I'd like to mention is not really a software asset or product. It's really a methodology accelerator. We call it the Smart Factory Assessment. This is a methodology for our customers to self-assess and assess with our help their own manufacturing processes and their digital maturity of those processes, with the aim, of course, to become or of their factories becoming smart factories through this digitalization journey. We have in this methodology the three classical phases that are discovering, design, and the roadmap. But then they are enriched with several steps, such as an on-site processes discovery, then a technology clustering step, followed by the assessment of the digital capabilities of the company, and finally the clustering of all the digital competencies that can be brought to the table, all of them with predefined deliverables that can really help the customer devise, with our help, what should be the roadmap and journey towards factory digitalization. We also have our own LEAP and MFT programs inside of NTT Data. Within them, we have developed SAP digital manufacturing demonstration systems and documenting them to accelerate projects based on that technology. They cover the end-to-end manufacturing flows, and they are being enriched with plant connectivity with actual devices and artificial intelligence plugins that supplement the process. But we also have really formal assets and products that we can sell or license to the market. Not all of them are actually based on SAP technologies, but can, of course, be connected with the full SAP ecosystem, be it S4HANA or digital manufacturing. Some of them, for example, can be Magenta. This is an automation platform that, with the help of distributed artificial intelligence, that's what we call a system of multiple agents, multiple artificial intelligence agents that interact with each other. And that brings out what we call the hyper automation. For example, a typical use case here could be automatic product defect detection through the use of one of those artificial intelligence agents, but supplemented with a network of other agents to devise corrective actions based upon the defect that has been encountered. That could be recycle the product, rework it, scrap it, or even change some parameters in the production line to prevent more defects of the same size or the same type. So that's one typical use case of hyper automation applied to the shop floor. We also have as assets NACA. This is our augmented reality, or should I say really extended reality for the smart worker concept. NACA is providing to our customers a personalized and realistic experience, virtual experience. For example, a typical use case here is for the training on safety and health and safety capacitation for the shop floor workers in dangerous environments, that you can do it now with the use of one such extended reality environment. Another asset we have, also relevant for factories and the shop floor, which is also related to health and safety, is SAKE, the Safety Keeper. This one is a platform that we have developed using IoT, Internet of Things technology, and also computer vision, and it's aimed to hazard detection and prevention. A typical use case of hazard detection with the use of computer vision could be man-machine and machine-machine collision prevention, for example, forklifts or cranes, etc. But also other things like controlling the unauthorized entering of restricted areas or hazardous zone fencing control. We can also, with the use of such an application, detect whether the workers currently wear their protective equipment, etc. We also have now, more in the world of SAP ecosystem or SAP environment, develop a platform, intralogistic platform, to harmonize and orchestrate the integration of different mobile devices within SAP environment. That's just some examples of what we have and can bring to the table on the customers.
Very interesting, Xavi. And just one last question before we finish. From your point of view, why is NTT Data the best option for your shop floor project if you're a customer? What are our key differentiators in our projects, apart from all these accelerators that you have mentioned?
Oh, well, really, maybe the most clear reason for customers is that we are a top IT global service provider. So we are actually the 5th global IT service provider, a company which is composed of 200,000 professionals worldwide in more than 50 countries, and 20,000 of which are SAP professionals. We're a global platinum partner. But I would say that's maybe not the most important reason. Probably the most important reason is that we are a really end-to-end company, because we are a technological company, of course. We are known for being an IT service provider company, an integrator company. We also are a consulting company. So in that way, we can cover the full spectrum of end-to-end services that our customers need in their shop floor projects.
Yeah, Xavi, but can this be applied to the shop floor specifically as well?
Oh, yes, indeed. We can cover from let's say, the very bottom of the shop floor. So we can provide services related to hardware and factory equipment, PLCs, numeric programming, shop floor communication setup, up until the MES development or implementation, such as SAP DM, for example, integration of IT OT, integration with ERP systems or S4HANA as well, up until the manufacturing analytics, the design and definition and running, supply chain control towers, and of course, manufacturing consulting services, which includes digital factory assessments. But this couldn't be possible with our expertise that's comes from our many years experience and track record on manufacturing industry. We have, as I mentioned before, a cutting-edge stack of intellectual property and assets that are tailored for the shop floor environments, and have developed them based on our own experience in project with the customers. And more specifically in SAP, in the SAP world, we have already scalable SAP templates that can be used almost in a plug-and-play fashion in industries such as automotive or high-tech manufacturing. But all these, I would say, are pieces of software or pieces of equipment. But that's probably another reason why customers should choose us, is that we nowadays focus on the digital transformation of our customers. And that's not just on the shop floor, but really in all the processes of the company. We're not just software integrators. We are a transformational company, and we support our top customers in their digital evolutions. I have already mentioned our accelerators for smart factory methodology, for example. We have an industrial process framework that can help this transformation in an effective manner. We also have a specific team of talent and transformation practice that's formed by experts that enjoy changing the future of our customers and devising and implementing the digital journey for them. And that wouldn't be possible if we don't accompany this practice with a very strong and mature organization. We have a center of excellence in change management worldwide to accompany our clients, because shop floor projects have a very important component of change management with the workers, factory workers, warehouse workers. In general, those populations are not much used to technological changes, and they have to be considered as a top priority in our shop floor projects. We like to say that change management is something which is driven and defined globally, but is run and executed locally in every country, in every site. And finally, should I say, we are a strong methodology company. We have a proprietary methodology for implementation project. We call it playback methodology for accelerated and flexible deployments of best practice based solutions. This is aimed towards SAP solutions, SAP projects, but can really be put in practice for any kind of implementation project, and most specifically in the shop floor. In this way, with that kind of agile deployment methodology, our customers can see what they will use from day zero, from day one, and they can help us design their future processes based on actual systems, actual assets they will use in the future.
So, all good things come to an end, and unfortunately, it is time to say goodbye for now. It has been, Xavi, really interesting to listen to you and learn about all those changes in manufacturing and managing shop floor challenges. Thank you.
Thank you, Ricardo. Thanks everybody that's listening this podcast. Thank you.
Yes, thank you listeners for being here with us, and talk to you again soon in the next chapter of the show. Goodbye.
To remain competitive in today's global and interconnected economy, businesses have to compete in an environment characterized by rapid innovation, disruption, and constant change. Those businesses that can successfully leverage new technologies to adapt to these changes are best placed to succeed. Today, we were joined by Ricardo Langa, NTT Data's SAP Global Co-Lead for the LEAP program, and Javier Campins, SAP Evangelist at NTT Data, who discussed the digital shop floor and enabling technologies offered by SAP and NTT Data to help manufacturers digitalize and improve their operations. Join us for our next episode of the SAP Trends podcast from NTT Data, in which we will talk about cost to serve, a powerful tool for improving profitability in retailing.